the first time this is our first sight on Li Jing, perhaps second. But if you guys do recall here, particularly right here, Troy absolutely finding no wiggle room against St. Clair in particular, getting beat down, especially by that Echo that they were playing against. Absolutely insane what we saw last week. And again, just hoping to see those adjustments out of Troy tonight. Looking like Antares is going to try his hand again at that Domina. Rollins looking to play the Doomfist for their tank.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture.
Here we go, guys. Getting in. Braxy already taking charge. Getting in here as well with Rogue. Definitely taking a bit more of a defensive position. Kind of waiting to see how Rollins is going to play around this site. Moving in here. Antares on the Domina, and Chief taking a heap of damage right there. Braxy going ahead and getting the first pick though for Troy. That's going to help. Pushing here closer to site. Rollins definitely playing around the site, not so much on it. So we could see that kind of affect how Troy goes into playing it. Chief here already on the site. Antares as well, but looking like Antares is going to be the only one left on site. That was quick, guys. The second I got up in there to watch, Troy has basically got team wiped by that point. And unfortunately, yeah, we will see a team wipe here for Rollins against Troy. Which, I mean, it looked like Troy definitely took that defensive position. Rollins taking positions around the perimeter of the site. So that once they had actually got closer to the site, Troy, it didn't really allow them to do too much. Especially knowing that, again, Rollins was playing basically every entrance site and not consolidating your power. Troy going to cause some problems here. Now, getting back into the action. Antares here getting back on site, just sitting on these doorways, trying to make something happen. Mista going to take rope off the board. Braxy going down as well at some point. Antares also losing his life. And then again, not really a lot happening for Troy in their favor. Chief here playing on the Pharah, but not really getting a lot happening. It's pretty stagnant for Troy here, though they are pushing slowly upwards. Chief now going to get a pick there. Another one. Hold on a minute, guys. Chief might be making something happen here. Antares getting one there. Looking like I eat my words as I say that. Troy able to take the site pretty quickly here. Jacob getting another one for Troy. And again, Troy looked like they just came in and took the site quickly and effectively. You love to see that. Mista, though, going to have that ult on the board for his Domino. Braxy here hopping on the Cassidy, playing around this backside corridor, not really landing his shots here. There he goes. Looks like all I got to do is use that reverse psychology and we will get some things happening here tonight. Chief getting another one. 3 consecutive. 4 for Chief. Oh my goodness, I need to watch Chief a little more. He is a big contributor to that team kill. Unfortunately, though, looking at the top of the board here, Rollins going to be pushing with 3 ults to their name to attempt to take back the site. Troy now taking up that percentage, about to match Rollins here with their 63%. Rope, though, going to take his kill. Braxy getting another one. Jacob taking one. Antares another one. Neon the last standing on the Reaper. Not much he can really do. Chief in hot pursuit going to take that one. What can I say? As I started saying what Troy was doing wrong, they do everything right. This is exactly what you want to see. Not really concerned with the fact that Rollins has the opportunity to push here with these ults. And it doesn't really seem like they're using them too well. Now, we may see a change in that soon. But for the most part, it doesn't really seem like Rollins is utilizing their ults. That Doomfist ult going to go down soon here. Braxy getting another pick right there. Again, playing this backside, or midsection, excuse me. Just taking the kills where he can get them. Jacob getting another one. Chief, 2 for Jacob. Antares, I honestly can't keep up. Troy sitting here, what had seemingly been a very slow start. I say that, but they had turned on the gears quick here, Troy. And I mean, man, I'm kind of kind of dumbfounded. I definitely was not coming in here with the energy early on that Troy is going to be able to dominate like that, going down 63% very quickly. Didn't really look like much going in the favor of Troy, and then that happening. Really, really, really love to see that for Troy. Hoping they can keep that same momentum going into the second round. Now, guys, mind you, this is a site we haven't played here on Lijiang, at least live. So definitely excited to see exactly how Troy is going to play this one moving in. Like we saw right there, had a slow start, but definitely picked it up. Absolutely on fire. Chief letting nothing through his fingers. Looking at the damage numbers here, Chief 4,000 already. Absolutely immaculate for him. Braxy pushing around, going to get into position where he can get his picks, and Chief going ahead and sitting on site, waiting for Rollins to push up. Then we see Neon hopping on that Bastion. Love to see that. I love me some Bastion. But despite that, not really looking like it's going to do too much here. Chief again staying around the side where Rollins isn't really paying him much attention, allowing them to hit those pot shots while Braxy going down. Jacob as well. The support coming through to allow them to stay up. Braxy going to take Neon off the board. Mister taking Jacob though. That Wu Yang not being here might give Rollins an opportunity to do something. Actually deal some sustained damage. Yeah, Mista taking Braxy. Wildman taking Antares. Troy dropping like flies. Jacob the only one standing. Waiting for the rest of the team to respawn. And again, yeah, you see that Wu Yang go down off the board. And then it gives that opportunity to move in and deal with that sustained damage. Especially playing that Ramacha, that high DPS Bastion. Really going to allow you to do exactly that. Again, Antares doing his job, soaking up that damage again, back on the Domina. Shield going up by the Ramacha. Really not much going on here in this midsection. Kind of just waiting for a breakthrough to happen here. But Braxy, as I say that, taking down Neon. Mista going to take Chief on the Reaper though. Antares taking a ton of damage there. Still going to be playing this bridge, hoping to at least, yeah, there we go, get that Vendetta off the board, allow them to get through. 5-player kill streak for Antares. Didn't quite catch that one, but there we go. Troy going ahead and doing exactly what they had done last round, looking like they are going to keep that same intensity. Start slow, end strong. Rope playing around the side, just offering that support while Braxy sits here. And Rollins all funneling in through that one entrance, allowing Chief and Braxy to rack up the damage. Even though Jacob is off the board, staying pretty healthy here. Though Antares will be going down. Braxy, though, not going to let that stop him. Moving in quickly there. Though getting taken out by the Mista. Taking Rollins Wu Yang with him, though. And another wipe here by Troy, essentially allowing them, Rollins, I speak of, to take the site and set up positions. Definitely a bit of a back and forth here. We see one team takes the site, the other retakes. Not really what we saw last round. Where last round we had definitely seen more of a dominated performance following a very poor performance by Troy. Antares getting in the thick of it. Taking Mist off the wall. Braxy going to get one here. Chief another one. Chief 2, Antares. Man, oh man, Troy absolutely on fire there. And again, like that's kind of what we've been seeing this entire round so far. Following trend, you might expect Rollins to come in here, retake the site, take some percentages, and then Troy does just the same. Hopefully here, though, we can see Troy hold it down a little better. Chief going to be the sole protector of this side entrance. Antares now offering his support. Reaper trying to pop that ult, not going to make it happen. Chief trying to pop that ult, excuse me. Now Rope also getting overwhelmed here. Troy definitely struggling a bit. And I mean, it's very predictable what's going to happen. One team takes the site, the other loses it. Back and forth. Now, it looks like Troy is going to have to make a move very, very, very quickly here. I don't really see how they could potentially get on this site unless Antares can make something happen with this ball. Get the support he needs. Troy can definitely stop this point from being capped at that 99%. We saw that before by Troy. Chief taking one. Jacob taking another one. 2 for Jacob there. Braxy going down, though, by the Ramatra. Contested still, not allowing Rollins to take this point. Antares on the ball. And absolutely putting up a fight here. Not wanting to give up this point by any means necessary. Everybody on site, the supports themselves getting in the action. Braxy on the tracer now, getting one there. Though Rollins will prevail, secure that objective, make our score 1-1. Man, oh man, Troy absolutely holding on there for a second. Absolutely amazing by Troy. I actually really do love watching those. We saw there in that first week, especially against Delaware and DePaul. Troy not allowing those points to get capped. Not Delaware, DePaul. Troy absolutely dominating those games. GVSU, St. Clair. Troy in full control when it came to that 99%. Unironically, Troy definitely on fire there. Did I not put my bands up? Guys, oh my gosh, I don't think I put my bands up. I literally said to do that. Let's see here, guys. Let me make sure I get my Symmetra. Boom. For Rollins. You already know. Jetpack Cat. For Troy. There's our bands, guys. Just in time to watch the middle engagement, the initial engagement here. Very important here on this Li Jiang site in particular. Antra is now playing his own Ramatra. Going to make something happen here. Braxy, Chief as well. Really putting in the work here. You know, I love to see this, and when I say that, I mean it. Because as you guys saw, if you were here for the pregame, we had last week not really seen any productivity out of Chief or Braxy when needed. And this game, they are more than providing for this team in the damage department. Chief, Braxy, both getting copious amounts of damage. Kills to follow up. And now taking Rollins all the way back to their spawn. Braxy here, eager to get some more kills, just waiting here. Mista going to push up there aggressively, though to be met with Chief there on that right side. And again, on this Vendetta, Chief absolutely giving Rollins a fight, though taking a lot of damage, still going to have to fall back. Not getting healing immediately. Jacob there, not quite in a position where he could do so, providing damage for the team. Jacob and Ropewater. There we go. The healing coming in for Chief, allowing him to get back into the action aggressively. Going here to our aerial view, we see Ramatra there. Rollins definitely trying his best to get a move there, but Troy, as I say that, absolutely dominating. How many times have I said that this stream? Absolutely dominating. Not enough, says Troy. Back for more. And we saw here a really good adjustment following that last round loss. Now again, a site we haven't played on stream here that may add to a bit why Troy had lost originally. But again, not letting anything stop him here. Antares going to pop his ult. And definitely going to be holding down the line through that. Braxy getting a few kills there. Another one for him. Landing some nice shots there. Chief going to finish the job. 5-player kill streak there. And Troy going to secure Li Jiang Tower here for the first point of the night. Love to see that, guys. Let's see what the play of the game is. Honestly, it could be anybody. Everybody was on fire here for Troy tonight. I don't think my attitude matched it. Popping that ult there on the Pharah. Troy with that 1-0 lead. Thank you, Braxy. I say thank you, Braxy, for coming on tonight and putting on a show for us. Chief as well. Team's going to be assembling here soon for an initial engagement. Looking like Antra is going to be playing that ball. Interesting choice there, I will say. But again, the ball definitely going to be effective here. And guys, I guess I forgot to get my bands again. Let me get that off because I see that Jetpack Cat. Guys, we can't play Jetpack Cat if it's banned. So that means it's not banned. Getting in here Interest taking charge with that ball. Again, that speed allowing him to get into possession really quickly. Jacob here on the Jetpack Cat, all on the Jetpack Cat as well. And again, this aerial superiority here that Jetpack Cat opens up, kind of something we've not really seen before at a sustained level like this. Of course, you have the Pharah and whatnot to play. But again, Jetpack Cat always going to be good for this right here. You see this damage saturation by Jacob, really effective. Chief there getting the opening pick, getting another one there. 3 for Chief already. 1 for Braxy. And again, a really good start here so far for Troy. In terms of damage. Watching Chief here on this side. Just waiting for Rollins. Now, a bigger map here. So a lot more downtime in between engagements for sure. That's going to be a given here. Taking a lot of damage there. Blocking it all, that Genji. Chief is. And getting here into the thick of it. Allowing himself to get into a good position with Braxy by his side. That damage going to come through soon here. Braxy getting 1. Picking up the health. Chief getting another one. Antares getting his own 5-player kill streak on the board. Chief there. Essentially finishing the job. Leaving the 2 supports on their lonesome. I mean, guys, what can I say? Troy definitely dominating here. I want to be more excited, but it seems the standard tonight here is excellence by Troy. Braxy getting a nice kill there. Getting that Tracer off the board. You really love, more than anything, other than that tank, getting that damage off the board allows you to push with no resistance, really. And the team to have no answers. Chief here getting another pick there. And the initial engagement here after this regroup by Rollins definitely stagnating here. Antares going to get a pick there. We see Troy consolidated in that middle. Chief getting another one on fire. Chief, I'm curious the kill streak you're on. 10. Oh my goodness. Chief coming and putting on a show himself. Braxy Jacob on the board there. And absolutely in full control here, Troy. No offense, but it feels like we're watching a bit of a warm-up here on this push. I say that. Bane getting a pick, Mista as well, allowing Rollins an opportunity to push forward a little bit. Wildman taking Jacob off the board. And now, definitely an opportunity here for Rollins to take some space. Wiping Troy there. And again, opening up this avenue. Seeing how Troy responds, though, Antares still going to take that lead. Rope right behind him. And getting into things quickly. Hindered, though. Forcing him to retreat. Rope here, though. Support not afraid to get in the action. And Braxy here playing this backside. Getting 1. There. Picking off Rollins 1 by 1 by 1. Rope another one. Braxy 2. Rope another one. You love to watch this play out. This excellence that we're seeing here tonight. There's nothing more that I love than the standard of your team that they set initially in these games to be so high that you can kind of just come in and enjoy the show and not really have to be on the edge of your seat too much. Troy here pushing up far with their robot. Rope here going to go down, though. Unfortunately, Jacob moving in with the Jetpack Cat. Rollins consolidated here. Again, that damage saturation coming in from Rope. Or from Jacob, excuse me, on the Jetpack Cat. And again, waiting a little bit here for Rollins to make their initial push. Didn't look like a lot of damage. Chief did. No kills on the board yet. Expect some to come in soon here. Antares very low. Getting the healing he needed there. Allowing him to get back into the fight. Bane going to take Chief off the board, though, unfortunately for Troy. Braxy still on this Tracer playing this backside. Antares going to take 1. Orisa finishing Antares though. And now Troy without a tank in the action. Definitely going to get overwhelmed here. Braxy though, not letting that stop him. Getting one. Still up, Braxy. Again, definitely a war zone here. Everybody a bit scattered. Rollins not so much consolidated anymore. Chief getting one. Antares Mista though, going to trade off Chief there. And we see it seems like Braxy invincible here. Absolutely refusing to go down. Saying that, taking another one with him. Going to get that Cassidy off the board. In that mid, take that damage potential off the board once again for Rollins. Forcing them to have to work with what they have on site. Jacob there with the ult on the jetpack hat. Chief, the Genji ult. Looking to see that get used soon here, especially as the push reaches its end. Yeah, definitely getting into the thick of it here. Absolutely. No fear here in Chief. Not going to come away with a pick quite yet, though. A lot of damage for him. We see. And not able to get anything done there. Superman going to take him out. Braxy again on fire here. A lot of damage saturation there. But Superbane with the good aim. Going to take Braxy off the kill. Or off the board. Team kill coming in there for Rollins. And unfortunately, not really much Troy was able to do there. Especially, I mean, we watched that Genji ult, but not a lot really came of it. It felt out of Chief. Not able seemingly to get a pick off of it. Chief now switching onto that Reaper, though. We know he loves this hero. Saying that, though, getting picked off. Jacob still playing that jetpack hat. Following Rollins here. Their push finally happening here. Getting some movement, taking their space, setting up positions. Troy now going to have to be a bit on the defensive side. We haven't quite seen this yet. Not while Rollins has had the opportunity to push. So going to be interesting to see how they react. Rote coming around this backside. Really wanting to get that jetpack cat off the board, I'm sure Troy is. Or keep that jetpack cat on the board. Excuse me, Troy is. Again, really good for the damage saturation. Though we see Rollins have switched off, all initially playing it now on that Kiriko. Jacob going to get that kill. Speaking of the jetpack cat, getting two there for him. Three. Antares, another one. Looking like Troy responding effectively here to this initial push that Rollins finally got put together here. 49 meters on their first go around, 50 essentially. Not bad, but now Troy allowed to be back on this attacking front. Rollins definitely going to have to switch that playstyle quickly as to what they had just done. Unless they continue to play that attacking playstyle that they have been, looking like they're not really letting up. But again, to win this, they will have to get on that robot quickly. Get the push moving. Chief taking one there. Back on the Pharaoh, we saw him on fire there. On that Li Jiang here on the Pharaoh. Braxy getting a pick. Cassidy on Cassidy action. Here, with a wide variety of Rollins players to pick from. One for him. Two. Rope taking the third. 5-player kill streak for Chief here. But the ult going down for Mista. Going to get two there in quick fashion. Antares, though, shutting that down pretty quickly. Playing that ball here. Using that ability to close off this region initially. But again, not really to much avail for Troy. Rollins back on the move here. Hoping Troy can kind of close this out here. 13 seconds on the board, unless I'm not quite sure exactly how Rollins could pull this together, but you never really know. They may surprise us here. Braxy going to sit perched up with his Cassidy, going down into overtime. High noon on the board for Cassidy. One for him. 2 for Chief there, following Jacob getting his own. Troy looking like they're going ahead and clearing Rollins off the board to clean up this overtime. And going to take this game, first game of the night and 5th of the season. Amazing from Troy here. Really in control. Play the game here though. Coming in from Mista on Rollins. I definitely expect it to be that ult here. Yeah, he got a lot of value for his team there, allowing them to get that last bit. Thing is to continue doing what we do best. Again, back on this point, we had remembered Troy last game against Rollins. They had struggled a bit taking this point initially, going down 63%, but quickly came back, steamrolled Rollins, and had won this first point. So again, you really love to see that. Looking at our composition, I said it, I called it. Braxy on the Sojourn. Excited to see that. Rope popping on the Juno though. So that definitely has some implications. Now switching back to that Kiriko. As expected. Opening shots coming out from Braxy. And again, Antrez going ahead and taking that positioning. Lilac on the Moira. And Demon looking like he wanted to be aggressive with that Vendetta, but not going to really work in his favor. Chief getting in here with the Emery. New hero recently added. Seeing what he can do with this. Troy looking like they're about to start taking this point soon here. Pushing Maverick away. Not giving them an opportunity to get back on here. Though the entire team is stacked up here, you would imagine that they would be able to put something together, but Troy holding strong. Demon getting in with the Vendetta, but going down quickly by Antrez there. Lilac on the Moira, now getting chased down by Jacob and Brack, not going to let him get away. Jacob taking that pick. Troy now, a bit of time to relax. Watching Braxy here, Demon on that Vendetta, trying to be a little sneaky, not trying to get spotted, but Brack coming from blood, trying to go ahead and get that pick off the board before they even have an opportunity to push, which will give Troy a great advantage. Missing the Ballista Bolt there, but looking like Demon will go down soon here. The shield had going up, keeping him alive, just barely. Antrez finishing the job. Chief getting another one there. Chief now playing that Vendetta too, actually. 2 for him. Let's go see exactly what he has in store for us. How do you do, Chief? And again, yeah, putting in that good work, playing close to these entrances, not really pushing up with the rest of the team, but this is exactly what you want to see out of the Vendetta. Of course, playing where you're needed. But also, it's a bit of a role where you can kind of do whatever you want. Vendetta, very, very versatile, I will say. Now look at that Psy with the High Noon waiting on the Cassidy. Moira on the board as well. Going to be popping that Kasune Rush coming from Rope, though. Going to allow Troy to match that intensity coming from these ults. Looking to be sneaking around the backside, though. Kyo Lilac taking that space here. Antrez, though, paying attention. Not going to let them take the site for free. 88% here for Troy. 89 coming up on the 90. Looking like Troy may take this point without a single percentage from Maverick. No resistance whatsoever. Really, really good so far for Troy here. Contested now, 98%. Expect Maverick to get on site quickly here. Braxy there, taking a pick, going down himself, though. And looking like Troy, just a matter of time here. Though, much how Troy loves to do. Maverick putting up a fight here the last closing seconds of this point. Looking like they may actually cap it and get a few percentages. Potentially swing this game in their favor. What a comeback this would be if Maverick's able to pull this off. Troy pushed back, looking to regroup here. Chief now hopping on the Reaper. We know he loves to play this Reaper. Let's see what he has in store for Maverick. Playing aggressive here. I'm sure Troy has one thing in mind, and that is to get on this site. Go ahead and close out this first round and get the ball rolling. Braxy going to go down there by Psy. Demon taking out Antrez. Demon also now playing on the Reaper as well. Chief pushed back into the spawn. Nothing really to play off of. Antares going down as well. Only a support and Chief playing up onto the front line. Braxy now coming to see what he can do. Sai playing that backside. And the problem is that there's just a lot of targets. There's a lot of people to pick from, who to shoot at. And that's not always a good thing necessarily. Braxy there nearly finishing off Master, but not quite. Chasing him. There he goes. Braxy getting one. Antares following up. Looking like Troy's going to cap this point, close us out. Braxy taking another one. One for the road, I like to say. Overtime here. And that will secure this first round here on Li Jiang. Chief also taking one for the road on Master. Really good by Troy there to continue that dominance. Exactly what we want to see. Now they got the momentum moving, but there's a bit of a caveat. This is the site that Troy did lose here last game against Rollins, so potentially we may see some of the weaknesses before kind of shine again. Now, of course, Rollins was in a war of attrition with Troy here on this point, going back and forth, back and forth. The only thing was that Rollins was able to cap the point early, get that early 20-ish percentage, 10 percentage, which gave them the snowball effect, so that by the time, you know, that war of attrition had gone on for long enough, they had essentially taken the point for free. Saying that now, no team going directly for the point. Braxy here trying to get in a good position to get some pot shots off. Rogue taking a good amount of damage, but going to be able to get healed up. Antares, of course, getting onto this choke point and take this early point. Troy is. Demon going down early by Chief, though. Reaper taking out the Reaper. You love to see that. Get that DPS off the board. Of course, Rope here playing this backside. Going to go down, though, by Sai. Chief now playing surrounded. Surprised he's still up here. Really good by Chief to preserve his life. Braxy here in a bit of the same situation, looking to try to preserve his life as well. Great by him. And going to catch off guard. Master play. I was expecting a few more there, but really good play by Chief here to go ahead and get on that side. Take out that support playing on that backside. Coming for another one. Chief's taking out Sai there. He is out for blood. Chief is. Anywhere there's an enemy, he will teleport and take them out. Love to see that aggression by Chief. Jacob taking out Lilac, and now a bit of silence here for Troy. Already coming up on 50% here on the point. Looking like it may be a quick one. Knowing, though, like last round, potentially stalls a bit. And then Maverick able to get on the site, make something happen. But as of right now, looking like Troy has this one well in hand. Nobody really making any serious moves towards the site. Brax able to get one. Chief, once again, playing, but not able to get a pick there. Ambushing Master, looking like they might have been anticipating it, though, saying that. Antares, of course, getting that pick on Keo, taking that tank off the board. You love to see that. No Zarya for Maverick immediately. Going to cause him a lot of trouble as Jacob finishing off the kill there on Master. Chief taking out Sai. Really, really good so far for Troy to be able to hold this. Definitely a bit of a change of pace from last time. Looked like by this point they were stalling a little bit, but Troy looking like they have this one a bit in hand. Maverick going to soon have to make a decision to just flood sight, not really play it slowly. Chief, of course, playing this high ground, getting all the damage he can, and going to be retreating back to that health point. Braxy, of course, playing on this site. Like I said, getting flooded. A lot of kills coming here for Maverick. Braxy, though, going to take Sai, take that DPS off the board, potentially swing things back in Troy's favor. Not quite. Antares still standing, though, not letting this point go to Maverick just yet. And again, as expected, the point going to be capped by Maverick. 99% flooding the site because they have no choice but to do that. Now, again, a bit of silence as Troy regroups, get ready to attack again. Antares coming out of the ship. Looking like Troy might opt to go ahead and start the engagement without a tank. Chief, of course, going head-to-head with this Zarya. But not really a worry for him. Now comes Antares getting into position, allow Troy to actually get a foothold here. Braxy playing off of Antares as well. Playing right next to him. Braxy getting one there. Really good kill for him on that Moira. Jacob, of course, taking off. And Jacob going on fire. Two there. Keo going to take him out, though, in his reign of terror. But hopping on site is Troy. Overtime ticking down, looking like Troy has this round in hand. And there we go. Game 2. Map 1 will be Troy's pretty handily. Let's see who has that play of the game. Honestly, again, I don't know everybody playing very well. Jacob. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I know which one, what moment this is. Yeah, he really did put on the work there, allowing Troy to go ahead and close this one out. And you really... Switching to the gameplay, we see Maverick playing over here on this backside, getting ready to push through. Or not so much push through, but hold Troy. As Troy, of course, gets ready to push with that payload. And if you guys recall, playing not so much necessarily last week, but week 1, Troy was very, very effective on this payload side of things. Now, of course, they never played a payload, but they did play a hybrid, which, of course, is half payload. So we definitely got to see some of Troy's ability. If that is Antares back on that ball, we definitely have a show on our hands. Because if you guys were here for that first game of the night, Antares was absolutely on a reign of terror with this ball, swooping around, getting into an engagement as fast as he possibly can, not wasting any time whatsoever. Antares, and already this payload is on the move for Troy here. Sai and Master playing this backside. Sai, though, on the Ash, looking to get a little bit of range out of him. Braxy playing that Cassidy, love to see it. And Jacob on the Jetpack Cat. Now, Keo opting to play the Winston. And again, Troy pushed back a little bit here, definitely contesting the payload effectively. But looking like Troy is going to make up for that quickly. Chief going to be on that Reaper. Everybody a bit dispersed around here. Of course, this is something that's common with Gibraltar, but regardless of that, you notice not very many direct engagements going on. It's a bit slower pace so far here. Antares, though, looking like he wants to start something, though. Jacob getting very low with that Jetpack Cat, looking like he's going to have to heal. Keo on the Winston, potentially finishing him off, looking like that is what he wants to do. Keo getting very low, though. Chief looking like he wanted to come finish the job. Jacob taking Keo. Keo doing the same to Jacob. Antares taking Lilac off the board with that Moira. And Chief getting down here into the thick of it, right on top of the payload, taking out Demon. Tracer off the board. Really good pick for him. Going to allow Troy to be a little more into it without the risk of that DPS. Making them pay. Rope getting his kill on side. 2 DPSs off the payload now. Really good for Troy here. Jacob again on that Jetpack Cat, just damage saturation over a large area. You're always going to love to see that. And seeing Braxy here on the Tracer. Chief now finishing off Lilac, getting 2 there consecutively. Really good for Chief. Absolutely on fire, Chief is. Rope as well, getting picks left and right. Brack here holding this doorway, waiting for a walk-in, but Antares with the ball, going to make a move. Let everybody know that it is time to take some space. Playing in the ship now is Maverick. Braxy not going to be able to get much done. Chief, though, still absolutely on fire. If you guys have been paying attention to that kill feed, you see Chief's name there every single second. They might as well engrave it. Chief there finally going down by Demon. And playing this ball, almost a sneaky ball. You really have no idea where he's at the entire game, being very annoying. I'm sure this is not really something that Maverick were expecting to have to play into. Braxy taking 1 there, taking the Tracer off the board. Tracer on Tracer. Antares taking Keo on the Diva. Tank down, allowing Troy to continue taking this space relatively freely. Again, very calm here for but a moment. Back into the action. Ant on the ball, looking like he may go down soon here. Yeah, going down. Lilac, Sai taking Braxy, though, going to answer with a pick of his own. Now Jacob getting targeted on the Jetpack Cat. No damage to be done to him. None significant enough to take him out, at least. Now contesting that payload. Maverick taking a position where they can contest it. Brack looking like he's ready to get back into it. Looking like he was waiting on rope there to kind of push up. Not be so alone. Now, this is something I really love that Brack is doing. It seems like he is consistently trying to get that Moira off the board, especially with an ult sitting in their back pocket. You want to get that Moira off the board, get that support down, allow your team to be able to play not with that in the back of their mind. And of course, that Kasune rush, always a threat as well, but the Moira ult. And now, looking at it, 4 ults sitting there for Maverick. High Noon taking out Thigh, though, is Chief. We'll love to see that. Not allowing him to pop that High Noon just yet. Potentially Troy able to go ahead and get their second point while he is down. D.Va popping that ult as well, but not really going to be doing much. Chief on a reign of terror here, getting 2, 3 consecutively. Looking to find himself another one. And Chief cannot stop. Just on fire. Anytime you see Chief, it is best you go ahead and get out of the way. Either that or die, because Chief really putting in the work here. I have not given enough credit, not enough screen time, I will say. Rope here with the Kasune rush in the back pocket. Looking like they may potentially use that to go ahead and close out this last point here on this payload. Jacob also, now Braxy, both of them ult sitting on Kasune rush going down. Lilac going to take out Brack. Chief getting another one, though. It seems like still I cannot get over the fact that no matter what is happening, where you are, who you're watching, you will see Chief in that kill cam. Keo taking out Antares, though. Looking like Ant decided to take Zarya out for a spin. Not working for him too well there, but coming back for another round. Bragg, Jacob still with those ults. High Noon not been popped yet for Psy, potentially saving it to go ahead and get to use it on their payload attack. But as of right now, yeah, not any signs of popping that ult. Neither is Lilac with the Moira. Tracer neither. Definitely being conservative with their ults, trying to keep the economy relatively fair. Troy now halfway to their third point and able to get some space here. Jetpack Cat. There goes Jacob. Chief now coming around this backside. Him and Braxy together, a force to be reckoned with. Coming and pushing up. Now taking this high ground, looking to just pick his targets. He has a wide variety of who he can target here. Chief, especially with Ant taking out that. Yeah, and there we go there. I had stopped for a moment because I was hoping I wouldn't eat my words, but I believe I already have. It's a little too late for that. But regardless of that, Troy able to go ahead and get that team wipe off on Maverick. And again, we saw Chief there popping that ult. And Ant on the Zarya, pulling the attention away, allowing him to pop it in the middle of a big group of Maverick players. Not getting too much value out of it. 2 kills, but still. Take more the merrier. Now Troy are so very close to that third point. So close, really just looking to get that final push. Chief here coming around that side. Of course, the more picks you can get, the more space you can take. Uncontested. Watching Ant here on the Zarya. Of course, doing his job well. Staying alive, you love to see this despite soaking up a lot of damage. Of course, is what he is meant to be doing here. Still contested the payload. Troy now finally able to get it on the move. 4-3 here. Looking like they are so very close to go ahead and moving it. Inching closer and closer. Only 25 seconds on the board here for Troy. Lilac taking 2. Chief going to take 1 with him, though. Master taking rope. Not sure if Troy's going to be able to do it. Get that last point. 10 seconds closing in on. And Maverick has done an absolutely stellar job to hold this payload at the very last bit before Troy is able to secure their 3 points. Overtime coming in now. Poor Psy saving that High Noon for now. The Reaper popping his ult as well, getting 2 picks there. Yeah, that looked to be, now that I see it, Maverick's plan from the start. Save those ults for the last second. Don't let Troy get that 3rd point on the board. And it worked for them. Now Troy going in, going to have to defend of equal quality. A bit better even, to not allow Maverick to get those 2 points on the board. If they want to close this game out now, they're going to have to go ahead and make up their minds whether or not They want it that bad. Seeing hopefully Troy able to hold to just 1 point. Again, Maverick, we're not quite sure how they may approach this payload. I haven't quite paid attention to their attacking play style, but regardless of that, still potentially going to be able to have an opportunity to get some points here on the board. Looking at the composition here, Kyo staying on that Winston, Lilac on the Moira, Master on the Kiriko, and Psy Demon on the Cassidy and Reaper respectively. Same setup for them. Looking over here on Troy though, Chief here hopping on the Junkrat, and Rope on the Baptiste, and Therese on his bread and butter Sigma. Absolutely love to see this, and of course this is exactly what you want to see out of Antares. We know him, whenever he is defensively playing a payload, he is absolutely amazing on that Sigma. Chief here of course pulling out the Junkrat with the trap here. Brack playing the Cassidy. Definitely a defender-sided rotation here, or lineup for Troy. Looking like he may be able to get an early pick there on Winston. Would have that have been something? Not quite though. Reaper coming to be aggressive, not going to be able to get a pick on the board yet. And first blood not happening. Jacob getting dangerously low there, potentially being the opening pick. Braxy, of course, also getting low. Jacob there going to go down though. And looking to have established a bit of a foothold here, Maverick. Very quickly too, within the opening 20 seconds, 30 seconds of their payload. That ability to go ahead and take the space. Now, we will see here though, this is the kind of situation Antares likes to be in on this Sigma. In a congested spot, especially on this Rope, going to be able to utilize his spikes, his rocks very effectively to hold this space. And we are seeing that now, playing very, very effectively here on this Sigma. Definitely stopping that payload. Almost landing that rock there. Could have used that one. Kyo getting dangerously low. Healing up now, though. Would be nice to get that Winston off the board for Troy, but he continually gets healed. Master playing Lilac. Amazing support. I will go ahead and say that right now. They have absolutely kept Kyo alive for a majority of this game. Chief there going to have gone down, but back up. Rope now on his last leg there on the Baptiste. Jacob going down on the Jetpack Cat again. But Antares going to go down there. Troy disorganized and uncoordinated there, going to cause them to lose even more space. And securing their first point there, unless Troy's able to hold it right here, looking like Maverick may be able to tie it up. Now Kasune Rush on the board for Master, potentially going to be using that sometime soon, especially if it comes to a situation where he needs to get that point to at least tie it up. But by the way things are moving, looking like they're putting their eye on getting that third point and closing out this payload here, this escort. Braxy there with a high noon of his own, going to head and popping that. Not able to get a pick off it immediately, but in a really good position to get a few kills. A lot of damage there for Braxy, but again, still not anything he can do to capitalize off of it. Everybody playing back, so they can't really get picked off there. Sai now with the Tracer ult, and Rope with the Baptiste ult. A bit of a calm before the storm here for Troy. Not expecting Braxy's play here. Maybe able to get Winston off the board here, putting up that shield in hot pursuit. Not able to do it though. That would have been nice to be able to get that Winston off the board there. Braxy going to try to finish the job. Not quite able to do it. Man, we could have used that one. Coming back for seconds, Kyo. More prepared though, and expecting Braxy. Really good positioning by him though, I will admit. And might I say, gone a bit without a kill here. Could use one either side. Bit of a stalemate moving here. Contested for a while has this payload been. Braxy, again, kind of what we saw last week. Dealing a lot of damage, but not finishing anybody off. Demon going ahead and finishing off Braxy. Kyo, Sai taking their kills. And Antares, interesting decision here to go on the Maga. Now Chief going to be playing that Mei. A lot of change in the rotation there for Troy. payload going through that second point, tying up this score right here. Now, all they have to do is get this payload past that 83.51 meter mark. And again, by the way things are looking, by the momentum they have, Maverick very much is looking to go ahead and take this payload all the way and close this Watchpoint Gibraltar escort out. High Noon coming in here for Braxy. Not able to get much off of it though, unfortunately. Still getting pushed back a little bit. Maverick looking to regroup to go ahead and get this final push. 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the board for them. Plenty of time to make something happen. And again, Keo getting dangerously low. So good at staying alive. Only one time it may be that Troy needs to take him out to go ahead and establish a great foothold. But again, it seems like something that might never happen. Keo playing so effectively. Antares getting aggressive here with this Maga. All up in their face. Chief, Braxy, Rogue, Jacob, Troy taking everybody out. Braxy finishing the job. That came out of nowhere. Team kill for Troy. You absolutely love to see that. I mean, what did I say? Everybody doing so well to preserve their lives there on Maverick. All it takes is one pick and you're in business. And Troy demonstrating that there. Keo now switching to the Diva. Antares playing a very good Maga. You really love to see this. Especially more of a hit scan style tank. So of course, definitely going to be nice for that damage. Getting these picks, taking a lot of damage. Speaking of it though, going to have to get back to preserve his life here. And again, established a bit of a front line here. Has Troy here between these two columns. Not really allowing Maverick to do much of anything. Antares going and finishing Demon off though. Good pick to go ahead and get. Now putting the pressure on the rest of Maverick as as their Reaper going off the board. Chief now also having switched to that Pharah. Braxy on the Symmetra. We love to see that. We know Braxy plays a good Symmetra. Here in a brawl with Keo. Getting out just the nick of time. Potentially going to have lost his life there. Good decision by him. Of course, Troy needs to play their lives here whenever possible to allow them to continue contesting this point. Again, if they are able to hold this payload right here for this next minute, 10 seconds, they actually win this escort. And even though it is so close, that is a possibility. Master taking Antares off the board, though I say that, eating my words. Losing that tank, giving them the opening they need to go ahead and move a little closer. Now Antares back on the board, trying to get back in the fight as quick as possible. Reaper ult going off there. Demon getting a few kills. Lilac taking Jacob. Troy down to just Chief now. And not able to contest it on his own. Maverick going ahead and taking this Watchpoint Gibraltar escort to tie our score up at 1-1. Looking like we got an exciting game on our hands here. Braxy going to take the play of the game though. Not too surprising there. Definitely played this very well. Yeah, there we go there where the floodgates open and the blood was here on our push on Esperanza. But difference is, it is daytime, guys. We can see a little better. Our little robot guy ready to make some moves. Keo looking to play that Diva. Master on the Jetpack Cat. Lilac on the Moira, playing a very, very good Moira. Not surprising to see him back on it. Over here on Troy's side, though, Jacob, of course, going to be playing that Jetpack Cat. He's played a really good Jetpack Cat all night, so no surprise here to see that. Antares back on the ball as well. This has been amazing tonight. Has been Ant's ability to play this ball. We had saw, too, on the push last game, Ant was an absolute menace on the ball. It was so difficult for Rollins to be able to do anything. So again, hoping to see more of that intensity coming out of Ant here. Looking though like Maverick going to be able to go ahead and get this push moving in their favor. Of course, not to say that that is going to be the way it stays, But getting early progress is always going to be something that is going to be good for your team, especially, again, it's all about snowballing. It's all about momentum. Saying ball or snowball, there we find Ant running away, looking to get to regroup with Troy. And again, looking like we have been really distributed, or dispersed is a better way to put it, around, not really attacking from one central point. We see there Demon taking out Chief. And Keo playing not so much, I would say, even an aggressive Winston, just a really good Winston. He gets in Troy's face when needed and then backs up when he needs heals. He never gets overzealous, and the supports are always there for him. Watching there, Brack able to get a pick though, get that Kiriko. This is exactly the kind of stuff we need right now out of Troy, especially the damages. If you're able to get through that backline, pick off those supports, and then you leave Keo exposed, that is definitely going to open a door, and this is exactly what Troy has done. Brack having taken off the Kiriko. Lilac going down by Antares. Chief, of course, taking out Vendetta. Brack getting another one. Keo going down. This is exactly what I was talking about. That ability to take those supports off the board and allow you to get that tank down. That is exactly what Troy just did, and they executed it perfectly. I'm happy I said that. That is that commentator magic right there. And going to be playing this elevated position now. Going to have to play on the attacking side, or defensive side, better way to put it, is Maverick. And we know that their shine was definitely in their attack. Troy doing relatively well against the defense. Keo there saying that though, taking out Chief. And Braxy as well, both DPSs off the board for Troy. Getting that push moving. And back at square one, where we had originally started. Ant there, being aggressive, pushing back the diva, who is Keo. But again, now, as we have seen, a bit of calm, moving in where they're going to meet the robot, meet the barrier. And of course, Troy, what they need to do here is replicate what they have just done. We have 4 ults on the board. Chief, 25% to his. Going down there, Antares, but still, if we can go ahead and eliminate those supports, stop that dominance of the support, keeping Keo alive, that is going to pay dividends for Troy. And of course, that is a tall task, I will say. A very well defended backline, because again, Demon and Sai playing good DPS. So very evenly matched, I will say. That's kind of how I've seen it, at least so far, is that these two sides, these last 2 games, or last 2 maps, have seen very even. Brack there, pulling out the ult. Able to get a pick with it, taking Sai off the board. Demon, though, going to trade off and take Chief with him. Chief there playing that Anran. New hero as well. But not really going to be working for him. Not right away, at least. Looking again. A bit of a fight out in the open. No good positions to really take for anybody, by the way, out in this position, other than this small elevated position. Nowhere you can really play and have a great advantage over the others. This is more a pure brawl. Chief able to take Keo there, or deal some damage to Keo, not take him out. There he goes. Jacob taking out Keo. Now that Diva's off the board, seeing if Troy's able to capitalize off of this, of course, get that aggression moving. Looking like they may have to play a little farther back, though. Maverick. Braxy here, taking full advantage of this unsolicited front line, no tank. Demon, though, answering, taking 2 with him before being eliminated by Jacob. So I say that, and then he goes ahead and does that. Looking like they are not backing down whatsoever, tank or not. Maverick definitely in to win it. Now again, they're going to have to pull off a very good stop here, Troy. 4 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock there. So plenty of time for Maverick to be able to get something going. But regardless of that, looking like they may go ahead and finish off this push. And Troy going to have to look on different things as is happening. Getting all up in their face, though. Antares putting everything on the line to try to contest this push. The final barrier. And unfortunately, Troy will be losing this second game. But you know what? I honestly can say with confidence that Maverick played this absolutely stellar. Like, their ability to keep their tank alive was something like